Dhamma Shiye Soha. O Namo Manju Shiye, Namo So Shiye, Namo Dhamma Shiye Soha. Ye Ju Nong Zu Ge Ju Nong Lai, Jiang Zhu Ban Du Nan Ye Gyao Su Qi, Dao Ge Jun Ye Ge Me Cong Nang Ye, Do La Ben Jie Sang Ge Zhu Ma Shu. Ye Nong Zu Ge Ju Nong Lai, Jiang Zhu Ban Du Nan Ye Gyao Su Qi, Dao Ge Jun Ye Ge Me Cong Nang Ye, Do La Ben Jie Sang Ge Zhu Ma Shu. 铁道这个就拿来将就把都当地告诉去，大概去年给我从那个做了边界上给做把手，究竟被做着，围绕的是你的给发的，上面是有没的，欢迎这个让他先来就把手，我让他们到拉康的呀，大呀，别。Please adjust your sitting posture according to the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana. Think, all sentient beings have been my mothers. All sentient beings have been my mothers, not just once, but for numberless times. All sentient beings are as kind as my mother in this life. Even though all kind mother sentient beings want happiness and do not want even a small suffering due to engaging wrongly in objects of adoptions and abandonment, they do not experience any happiness but suffering. In our mind, generate loving kindness towards all kind mother sentient beings, thinking, how nice it would be if all kind mother sentient beings were to have happiness and the causes of happiness that are virtues. May they have happiness and the causes of happiness. I'll cause them to have happiness and the causes of happiness. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. Next, we generate compassion towards all suffering mother sentient beings by thinking, how nice it would be if the bodies of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the class discordant with a completing virtue, such as pain, sickness, and harm caused by 4 elements. May their bodies be free from this discordant class. I will free their bodies from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
兴趣教育等于的那都差了一个，好大的他的节目，我今天找到个叫我在经历的老妈妈有兴趣的公司，是那个经济学。
How nice it would be if the minds of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the class discordant with accomplishing virtue, such as fear, anxiety, and all coarse and subtle negative discursive thoughts. May their minds be free from the discordant class, or free their minds from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. How nice it would be if the speech of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the class discordant with accomplishing virtue, or coarse and subtle negative speech such as lying. May their speech be free from the discordant class. I will free their speech from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. How nice it would be if the three doors of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the discordant class. May their three doors be free from the discordant class. I will free their three doors from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. How nice it would be if all sentient beings were free from all suffering and the causes of suffering that are non-virtues. Would they be free from all suffering and the causes of suffering? Or freedom from all suffering and the causes of suffering? Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. Next, we generate bodhicitta. First, we ask ourselves, who should take on the responsibility to free all other sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms. I should take on the responsibility to free all other sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms. Even though I should take on the responsibility, I do not have the ability to do so now. Who has such abilities? Only those who have achieved the perfectly complete enlightenment have the abilities to do so. Therefore, for the sake of all other sentient beings, by all means, I will achieve the precious state of enlightenment.
就是个统计学上去公报到了小，那生工作不等于，那个人家等于就会弄这个能把进入去，那两天人就那个工作，那个是不觉得觉得太当的强力性，那个人家等于就会对的，对这个这样的把进入就是你说就是害怕进来，我觉得那个生气的意思。
Next, we generate all-encompassing yoga mind. The aspiring conventional bodhicitta that thinks, for the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. These transform into a complete mundis at one's heart. And the ultimate bodhicitta that thinks, and the ultimate bodhicitta, which is one's mind becoming in one taste with emptiness. All phenomena lack inherent existence. These transform into the aspect of a white five-pronged vajra on top of the mundis.
而且对这种，那种人一直跟我见呢，到看来嘛，这个到我们有见，到经济阶段就有见，那就要成本这个见，那那些个确实，那哪些把它去做那个，那倒不呢，让一些我上个是那些东西。
Next, we meditate on emptiness for a short while. That the I and the aggregates are not inherently one. If they were inherently one, thoughts follow. Thoughts such as it will be pointless to assert a self. Self would become many. Self would arise and disintegrate. It will be unreasonable to remember past lives. Karma that one has done would be wasted. One would meet with karma that one has not done. Because of these faults, the self and the aggregates are not inherently one.
你觉得到后面什么意？不一样嘛？都还是能认为确定这个身上到后面，容易记得他的空的要把这个东西提供啊，像他动的其实
And the self and the aggregates are not inherently different. If they were inherently different, they will become unrelatedly others. Thus, the self and the aggregates are not inherently one or inherently different.
就包括你学的东西，我说这个在干是呢，因为很多年的去深度的，我很多身上关于什么，通过关于什么，因为我什么东西，我就是那个人了啊，你上公司可能写不得些实际看去没得找我的理解就要的确的，你是把东西要今年的9月呢，对吧？我呢，第一个是给他的，我给你分析的是。
As we always say, it is very important to conjoin the roots of virtue of our three doors with the practice of six perfections. Thus, to conjoin these roots of virtue with the practice of six perfections. The first one is generosity. The nature of generosity is a mind of giving. These 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma is for the sake of arising of happiness and freeing sentient beings from suffering.
这个时候我说，为什么这个情况是不能信？他其实那个人家，那个年轻人吧，用的嘛就要吃，应该报名完的，特别上过是结巴呢，第一个是别在的，你把人家那是有的是。
Next is morality. The nature of morality is a mind of abandonment. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will properly abandon my physical and verbal negativities so that they do not manifest.
说的时候，刚才没注意什么的随便我什么东西，就是那个年上过是几笔个是，你的钱了，你的个人的卡子就完了，对当地人的水土平安的，那年上过是结巴呢，第一个是别在的，刚才是个不是有的是有的是。
Next is patience. The nature of patience is a mind that is undisturbed. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will patiently accept many physical or mental hardships and sufferings.
尤其是刚才给我的助理什么的，真的是我是把东西，他那上都是结巴了，搞啊，他都是真的，真的上吧。那第一个是也在的，真的是不行，有的是有的是。
Next is joyous effort. The nature of joyous effort is a mind that takes delight in virtue. I will joyfully and enthusiastically engage in the roots of virtue of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma.
我上帝晓得，讲到谁给你个了，最记得你个的上帝是我什么东西？他那上过是级别个是谁的？难多的，难要的他蛮多。他那上过是级别给一小啊，给了把谁的？给我下不脱的，那上过是七八一呢？因为第一个是别在的，那上帝就把你们是有没事。
Next is concentration. The nature of concentration is a mind that single-pointedly focuses on any virtuous object. I will single-pointedly focus my mind on the roots of virtue of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, without being influenced by distractions and discursive thoughts. The last one is wisdom. The nature of wisdom is a knower that thoroughly distinguishes phenomena. I will properly and unmistakably understand the meanings and words of the Dharma that I listen to, contemplate, and meditate on. If I am able to cause these minds to manifest, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of 6 perfections. Conjoin the roots of virtue of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma with the practice of 6 perfections. What we should do is when we before we listen, contemplate, and meditate on Dharma, we think about these 6 perfections respectively. Then we engage in listening, contemplation, and meditation on the Dharma. Then the roots of virtue of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma will be conjoined with the practice of 6 perfections. So even though we are unable to cause all these minds to manifest when we are listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, however, by thinking about these 6 perfections before we engage in these actions, then that actions or that roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of 6 perfections. So this is how we conjoin the roots of virtue with the practice of 6 perfections. To set a motivation, a good motivation. For the sake of all mothers and sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. For this, I will listen to the teachings of Bodhisattva, engaging in the deeds of Bodhisattva, and practice accordingly in order to benefit sentient beings. So similarly, if we cause this motivated mind or attitudes to manifest, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with this motivation. So even in the Lamrim teachings and previously when I prepare the questions. I also made the questions regarding that. If we set Bodhisattva motivations, then we engage in the roots of virtue. That roots of virtue or that practice will be conjoined with the Bodhisattva motivations, and they will not become contradictory. And regarding these, I have already, when I prepared the questions on Lamrim, one of the questions is about this. So in last class, I talked about the title of this text. In Tibetan, is called Bodhisattva Jaya Avatara. In English, then it's called Engaging in the Deeds of a Bodhisattva. So I briefly mentioned about and explain the title of this text. So today I would like to go through about it again. Yeah, so I would like to briefly go through the title. So in Sanskrit, it's called Bodhisattva Jaya Avatara. In Tibetan, it's called Jiangchu Sembe Jobala Juba. In English, it's translated as engaging in the deeds of a bodhisattva. So there are 4 languages. There were 4 languages in India, and the 4 languages are Sucha, Yumi Rangxing, Shasa, and Sanskrit. So I repeat, the 4 languages are Sucha, Yumi Rangxing, Shasa, and Sanskrit. So out of these 4 languages in India, the title of this text is stated in Sanskrit. So when a Lotsawa or a translator translate the title of the text, then it says in Sanskrit language. Then it says, like, for example, in this text, for this text is Bodhisattva Jaya Avatara. So the purpose of saying in Sanskrit, then followed by the title of the text, is to leave an imprint of Sanskrit language, to leave the imprint of a Sanskrit language. Then the second one is to receive the blessings in one's continuum. And the third one is to show that this treatise is of an authentic source, and to show that it is not a self-creation. So these are the three purposes of mentioning in Sanskrit, followed by the title of the text at the beginning. So in order to leave the imprints of Sanskrit language in one's continuum. The second one is to receive blessings in one's continuum. And the third one is to show that this treatise is of an authentic source, and is not personal or self-creation.
我到给不给做，给不给送的，对吧？给不送去。那我这别个没的这个，这个是老早各地天气也是看到别个的对吧？老早各地天气的，也别个的吧也是，那他们讲个什么对吧？也就是别个真的，我对吧？我这边。
Then it says in Tibetan, like for example, for this text, it would be So, and the purpose of mentioning in Tibetan, followed by the title of the text in Tibetan, is to remember the kindness of the translator, Lotsawa.
对的，你就这强调是不是结果了，就话是，对的，强调是不是结果了，就话是这个嘛，跟着学的话，自己可能对的话，是吧？
So in English, then it's translated as engaging in the deeds of a Bodhisattva, or engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds, or it can be translated as engaging in the Bodhisattva way of life.
那讲就是不结果了嘛，这讲就是我在讲上我不学啥的，你讲就哪一个了，我不学啥的话，那都是么样？这是么继续的为继续的，讲就是我的，出现特别明确不了的，出现特别明确不，对吧？出现特别明确不，光到他心里想就全部定了，他等等，那个什么，我这是修就，对吧？出现特别明确不，光到他心里想就全部定是，对吧？哦。出现态度的，你比如说光到不行的，想去全部的，你就比他些，他就比他点有些是觉得我说，你就比他更大，你就比他更大，下高了，好像讲这个我说，你就比他更大，下高了，落巴了，先把把戏先讲清楚，先把戏你都在定，先把戏是他讲清楚我说，先把戏你都在定，那你都在定，这个全部。
先把是的，
把怎么样？先把人家请求了，
先把，
把他看的把，先把去，你多少点的？你多少点的？这不全部拿去，这不全部拿去了嘛？是吧？他什么知道吧？这不全部拿去，这是第吧？我都是心里不够定的一些，这是第吧？我心里不够定的。我娘说那不能就比错，我说你话这个话，
其实你就跑入读听呗，
也是这个跑到这个不够对的，还是不够对的，也是这个跑到这个不够对的，还是不够对的。等我娘说那不能就比错，我说那刚才就是给我了就把是第二个的，是吧？就是给我了就把是，而且他都我嘛老的，而且他都跟这个帮助太心的强就全部对，就全部对。他当把的，你就比他当把的话，他当把还叫你下高了落吧，是吧？下高了落吧了，先把些是，先把些你多的的，这个全部拿去，假设就叫我跑到这个中国这边，我是那把了就比错，我说，那个，你是叫把了就把，那是那把了就把，而且那个的话，我的，还是叫把了就把说的，
So regarding the title in Tibetan is called in English is engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds or deeds of a Bodhisattva. So regarding regarding the Tibetan word Jiangchu, so when we when we study the Lamrim, when we study Lamrim, then we talk about the title of the text, then Jangchup Lamrim. So when we talk about it, I have explained what does this Jangchup refers to. So here in this text, then the title of the text is Jangchup Sembe Yobala Yoga. So Jangchup translated as enlightenment. Then Sattva is brave one or my hero or heroic one. And Juba is deeds and Juba is engaging. So engaging in the Bodhisattva deeds. So my hero or brave one or heroic one refers to Bodhisattva. So then in English, then you say it's translated as engaging in the deeds of Bodhisattva. So when we talk about this title, engaging in the deeds of a Bodhisattva, so it talks about the way to practice the path that contains the six perfections. That is the deeds of a Bodhisattva, and the deeds of a Bodhisattva who are great beings, who are great beings endowed with endowed with bravery and the heroic mind, who train in the holy method, achieve the train the holy method to achieve the great enlightenment, which are perfect abandonment and realization, the enlightenment of perfect realization and perfect abandonment, the result of ultimate objects of achievement that are difficult to practice. So I repeat. So engaging in the deeds of a bodhisattva. So it talks about, this title shows that it indicates the method, the practice, the path that contains six perfections, deeds of a bodhisattva, the great beings who are endowed with bravery and heroic mind, who train in holy methods that are difficult to practice, that enables one to achieve the great enlightenment of perfect realization and abandonment, that is the result of ultimate attainment.
按照全体是不就过了就不是根据人生的到位，但等到了经济我这个强作点的情况定了历史啊，可能你就给也叫强作，这全体是不就过了就过了根据个有些不同的刚才有些不同的没打完的，是吧？有些不同，有些就是不同的没打完的，而且经济看到一个多情况讲说，首先特的话的，首先特的话第一，当时人家给那把修了是吧？不是他，那头先他对吧？长期点，完了，那头先他，那就是为了强上，一定能对就看到，对吧？这就是绝不能对吧？是吧？我一定能有的是，我看到，全球的，对吧？你下来干，你搞了，全是你绝不能就吧？是吧？就下来干，
就下来干，
就下来干，你搞吧，你下打吧，你下来，你那么说话也对吧？你就是刚刚你打，你这个。
Yeah, so this text, the title of this text, Bodhisattva Jaya Avatara, or engaging in the deeds of a Bodhisattva, is named based on the objects of attainment. Is named based on the objects of expression. Is named based on the objects of expressions or the subject. So, and this text contains the object of expression, the subject, or the ultimate object of attainment, together with the method to achieve it. So it contains the object of attainment and the means to achieve it.
我讲到这里，前面是就话人就把这，我过去在的，工作学院吧，你说嘛都，不晓得他都给这个广东他行吧这，广东他行吧的，我知道哪里节目呢，哪里呢，我过去在的，是吧？你说的，看到，广东对不对？就广东他这个模拟过， 就是的多把他的一起去过。那我问你个，对吧？
这样子说的，
这样是吧？我是这样，多把他的吧，多把他的我问过，就是的多把他的一起去过。看到你给我多啊？是吧？哎，我的电我的时候，我的给你，你电我的时候，我是看到你电我多啊？是吧？的给我看到电我的时候。
So regarding the word, the Tibetan word "chok" in English is translated as enlightenment. So the Tibetan word "yang," the first word, then it shows the perfect enlightenment, which refers to the nature truth body, and "chok," the second word. Then this second word "chok" shows the perfect realization, which refers to the wisdom truth body. And indirectly, these two words, Jiangchu, indicates the two form bodies, the endowment body and also emanation body.
我这是咱们这个实地的都是是吧？那像就是没学过的地方，实地的都是，啊，第一就是个，咱们就去下什么的，咱们就下头啊，第一就是就下的，咱们就晓得上天的讲就是把团结来创造了是的嘞，你的多多就是晓得，的点是吧？上天的讲就是把团结来创造了，咱就晓得。
So this is the brief explanations on the title of this text. So then it says it begins with homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is the translator's homage.
咱就晓得了哇，按照就晓得了吧？咱当不，他说说这些上面有把是吧？上级的全是怎么团结来创造了是，就这么晓得了哇？咱就晓得把这个把的，你就当心吧，看到，被你能多啊？你就盯紧就完了，你就当心把它，你就怎么了？把这些啊，一个切头啊，他妈上级全是团结来创造，确实。人家顶多啊，他喜欢就他喜欢，肯定是呢，定决中吧，他喜欢，定决中吧，把这都一切的都上去他就强调，我是我，我就中吧，
就他清白那得中白，
定决中开始，就是吧，
定就中白，
定决中吧。
OK，你叫他清白堂，把这洗完了，对啊，叫他把这洗完了。And the purpose of mentioning the translator homage or having the translator homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is to complete these translations. It's for the sake of completing these translations and specifying obstacles to these translations.
我刚才就他先把它搞了过来写的是呢，世界的全是什么团结的创造成功啊，创造的，引进的看到做今年的那个的经所性一点点的先把写起来，引进的做哇今年的那个就是做起来，有的点点的先把写切到，刚到上去的全是什么团结的创造是，你成了原来都是过来写的。
你定住地做一定已經做咗咯。
應該就係一前八八啦，我那把所有嘅話，自己那把，即那把所有嘅話，那定嘅就係定嘅就八八的，我直接點你的寫把先去，定嘅的多啲點你，哇，點的是有一點點多啲點你，我點的是所有啊，那點的是我的那個就係所有的話，那定嘅的看到，上去的就是我看見唱到咯，是老的。定决中把这些人就他行不叫嘛子，我讲到定决这个，你在做的定决的他办的，定决的他办的，你比很多的定决的写法是切的，是吧？我的切的也是。
So the purpose of having the translator homage, which is homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, not only is for the purpose of completing the translation and to specify any obstacles to the translations, and on top of that, is to make known that the translations of this to make known that this treatise mainly express the training in concentration, which is included in the sutra baskets of teachings.
有哪几种说呗？人家说那不什么的，人家说就叫做嘛修的，是吧？因为自己那把的就叫做行为定级的，人都们做，我的上级的全是什么团体来创造了，是七八阶段呢，定级结果了，人家不定级的，我说很多地点的差不多，但是我们就做的定级可能就经过了，上级的全是什么团体来创造了，七八阶托马阶段呢，定级的多地点的，希望先接上。定级托嘛，后半年嘛，运气就把它抢到了噻，是吧？
后半年是，
我单讲不要去吧就吧，
嗯，
后半年嘛，运气就把它抢到了噻，去吧阶段呢，定级的写了给老板，定级的做，就是老板就叫做这个定，理解是吧？就是老板就做些，预定的，预定的写吧写去，是吧？写去，定级的托嘛了，定级先把它抢到了噻，你去吧就阶段呢。아마도 누가 인기대 때 누가 누이들이 싶어야 난 누이들이 뭐라 그래서 또 이 제가做些다 당지시가 된다 당지시가 참고 무엇에 또 쳐봐게 아마도 내내 속에 제가 또 그래서 이걸로 막 제자 제가 제어디 그래서 제가 제어디 난 누가 되네 얘기내는 여기 기내는 갖고 오는 거 예스고
上期堂就先把他们接了，你把碟泡泡讲别样了，是吧？泡泡讲别样了，这了，送把碟你他们去看吧了，下次了。So regarding the three baskets of teachings and three higher training or three trainings, so the three trainings are the training in morality, training in concentration, and training in wisdom. The three baskets of teachings are Vinaya, Sutra, and Abhidhamma. So in English is because Vinaya is about vows or morality or about vows. Vinaya is translated Vinaya dua. Yeah, Vinaya. And then Sutra. Yes. Yeah. So the three baskets of teachings are the Vinaya, Sutra, and Abhidhamma. So Abhidhamma sometimes is also translated as manifest knowledge. So regarding these three buckets of teaching and three trainings, so you can tell whether this text, you can tell which class, you can most probably tell which class it is it belongs to. So like for example, at the beginning of this text, it says homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then you can most probably tell this treatise belongs to the Sutra baskets of teachings, which talks about the training in concentration. So if a treatise starts with the homage to Ayya Manjushri, then you can most probably tell that this treatise belongs to the Abhidhamma baskets of teaching, which mainly talks about the training in wisdom. And if a treatise starts with homage to the omniscient one, then you can most probably tell that it is included within the Vinaya baskets of teaching, which mainly talks about the training of morality.
说的是，那当然俺说京剧的嘛，做些做俺说，我那了，那都一点点是不把它给吧，也是点点所做的。他做那点点不把它给吧的呢，他当然也是邻居拉巴的，那现在的拉巴是定规是那定规的是吧？定规的是，那做俺说不把它的，一点点是不把它给吧，也是定规的是。
So this treatise, Bodhisattva Jayawatara, it starts with a homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then you can tell that this treatise is included in the Sutra baskets of teachings, which mainly talks about training of concentration. So if you were to ask a question that, what does it mean that it does not talk about the training of wisdom and training of morality? Then the answer is no. The answer is yes, it talks about. If you ask the questions, does it also talk about the training of wisdom and training of morality? The answer is yes. it mainly talks about the training of concentration, but it also talks about training of wisdom and training of morality.
我就是说，外国人的现在讲的工作习惯的商界的全球性把他们来创造了那个创造的力量，是吧？对的。他商界的全球性把创造的，你要你觉得这上面的如果的话，如果的昨晚是送去摄影吧，你就把什么的把这些话的，是吧？天天人都这边的西北人，是吧？给送去的话，他得马上嘛说，如果就是我们学的什么说，如果嘛。商界的全球性吧，商界是我应该什么？那包括我们学生也是，商界是我上次我的嘛都多，西历的年历，那西历的年历，西历对吧？年目的这个华夏的节吧，全切把四化了，是吧？已经年目华夏的节吧，里边的就华夏的节吧，四把上嘛是上色是吧？是，节是我的，我说，你把这节把上的。那习近平面对jeddawa TV jeddawa TV 진입이 전부다 jeddawa 전부 jeddawa 진입이 전부 다다 무슨도be 시어지 노드시 나와대 그렇죠
캔버디
뭐 jeddawa 진입이 다다 무슨도 진입이 전부 jeddawa 진입이 다다 무슨도 무슨도be 전부대 진입이 노드대 난 진입이 노드를 가지고 와 진입이 노드시 나와 제시 와, 친구를 이렇게 나와 제바, 제바나 따스 제에서 나디가 다니구나, 그래서 상지서 나디가 다 상지로 그러 나디가 로 그러와, 그렇게 로베, 상지로 와서 상스와 전다 친구들이 맞아, 이 과차도 제바, 청마파 상세, 그러와 제에서 와서 다 됐다와도 진입이 타다 무슨도 친, 간다, 이렇게 로데지 나와가도 진 친구들이야, 그냥 로드 제바스나 지거리 한 친구 이거
로드 장집
예 제바必须 나와서 로드 나와 알아가 돼
로드 이 나와대 랍도교 랍도 기바
제스와 니 제도 근데 상지 있어 네 무슨 데도 있고 그래요 네 봐 니 맞아도 제바 승마다 그 지다와다 진입이 전부 수가 무슨 이렇게 나와 진입이 돼 상지 바바마도 여마 한다
니니로
오 니니 니 되게 쓰르스나 상지 바바마도 여마도 와 니니 되게
So besides, so when we talk about the purposes of having the translator homage, so besides the purpose I mentioned just now, to complete the translation, to pacify the obstacles to the translation, and to make known that this treatise, which class it belongs to. So besides these, there is other purpose as well. So, like for example, when we say homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the Buddha's word itself in Tibetan is called Sangye, as you know. So when we say Sangye, again, there are two words here. So the etymology of this word Sangye, the first word Sang. So Sang has the meaning of to cleanse, to purify. Yeah. So what does it purify or cleanse of it? Cleanse is the two obscurations, the afflictive obscurations and obscurations to the omniscience, together with their imprints. So these two are cleansed or purified. So this is what the first word "sang" indicates for those. And the second word is "ye." So "ye" has the meaning of to increase, to expand. So what does it increase or what does it expand? So it increase. Nang why na this sa nang piro. Yeah. So it thoroughly or completely increase or expands the illuminations of intelligence that directly that directly knows the entire modes and the varieties. we talk about the modes and the varieties of existence, right? So this word here has the meaning of to increase or to expand. So it means that completely increases or expands the illuminations of intelligence that directly knows the entire modes and the entire varieties and the modes. So the one who possess it, the one who possess these two, Sang and Gie, is Ayah Buddha only. So only Ayah Buddha has these two, Sang and Gie, the quality of these two, and none others.
那对我做商界的整体什么结果，创造的有个有的商界时候，他点到都是学杂艺嘛，他点到的学杂的，他的我说强制上有点，但是这个刚强制有点可能商界到那没把商界去，强制上有点那没把这个也是哇，那没把商界，那没把商界哇，那没把这个，他的卡的被小个是呢，没你突破，那就被你突破就是คนรู้ว่า你突破可比干了。东巴的出张么，小东西学完呢，学完呢，啊，你就把上吧，他这个把你的上的中间你查出来有啊，我天哪些把你的，你突破可这个人把东巴的出张么上的把上的，你的把上的中间你查把哪些，你查把哪些啊，上说的，那对你我说，我结果的，你就把查的结果，他这个把你把突破，动的给的，把上下去。哇，我这你把恰的这个牛我把的这把信息这把尴尬的，这个我这啊对那边没法跟我把资料那些说的我说啊，我到底是怎么把上下去的，仍然给上下去，是吧？对了，我说你如果把上把那些，那这你把恰的这个美国我他妈他妈动那个的怕是去的，也上下去，上去了创造，是吧？上去了创造，我对人的。上网时候，他等的那个探索等的点是吧？
So the purpose of having this, another purpose of having this translated homage to all the Buddhas. So Buddhas also shows that it is the objects of the homage. It is an unsurpassable object of homage. So it's just like, if a person is in a deep sleep, and if you were to, pour cold water onto that person, especially the face of that person, then the person will immediately awake, right? Or you will become wide awake. So similarly, the meaning of this example is when the person is in a deep, dense darkness of two obscurations together with the imprints, in order to wake these people, then prostrate to or pay homage to all the Buddhas.
跟你读过了，对，这张模学的，你上吧，你上手等等，那边上去了，探讨的，人家都是什么？是，那结果是我的，你上头啊，结果的等等，也都别嘛，去年也结吧，结这个了，是吧？别嘛，那么更加的也看见了，别学一点，结这个了，别之后退休了吧？我这个给哪些啊？我给举了别都其实都话。是吧？每头别嘛看起来基本上是这些些接到我的今年比钱吧，今年比他那朋友是都比钱吧，多的也接，是吧？我的接一切都这了，实际了抢上，不是那个实际的抢上，对，人家对的，实际的抢上，这个全部你读的话看的。
So homage to all the Buddhas. So it shows the objects of homage is unsurpassable. So homage to all the Buddhas, as mentioned just now, the Buddhas in Tibetan is Sang Ye. So homage to all the Buddhas. So the first word Sang, the purpose of homage to the Buddhas, especially in relation to the first word Sang, to show that just like a person who are in deep sleep, and you wake the person up. with a cold water. So just like this example, homage to homage to all the Buddhas, especially the first word of the Buddhas, sung, is to wake those people or those sentient beings who are in dense darkness of two obscurations together with that imprints in order to wake them up. That's why that is the purpose of paying homage to all the Buddhas in relation to the first word. And in relation to the second word, Jie, so as mentioned just now, Jie has the meaning of increase or to expand, right? So it's just like a lotus, when it's fully bloomed, then it's very beautiful. So just like this example, then the purpose of paying homage to all the Buddhas, especially in relation to the second word, Jie, is to increase or to expand the intelligence of uh, uh, the increase or to expand the intelligence, which is the knowledge of all objects of knowledge, knowing all objects of knowledge regarding the varieties of them, varieties and the mode of all the objects in one's continuum. So I repeat, so just like a fully blossom lotus flower, which is very beautiful. So here also to paying homage to all the Buddhas, especially in relation to the second word, is to increase the intelligence that knows the modes and the varieties of objects of knowledge in one's continuum. Increase intelligence in one continuum. Yeah, so regarding the example and the actual meaning that it illustrates of the example of deep sleep, then awake those who are in deep sleep, and to increase the intelligence through the example of a fully blossomed lotus. So this example and its actual meaning is mentioned in the 70 verses of refuge, composed by the glorious Chandrakirti. So, glorious Chandrakirti is the holy being who composed a famous text, entering the middle way. So, in another text, 70 verses of refuge, composed by glorious Chandrakirti. So he talked about this example and its actual meaning of the word Sangye. Yeah, so this is the purpose of paying homage. This is the purpose of paying homage to all the Buddhas. So, in brief, it's to eliminate the darkness of ignorance together with the prince and to increase the illuminations of intelligence. So again, this Buddha in Tibetan is Sangye. So again, in brief, this word Sang refers to the quality of perfect abandonment, which refers to the nature truth body, which is the nature truth body, and here refers to the quality of perfect realization, which is the wisdom truth body, and who possesses the two Sangye, the quality of these two, only Ayah Buddhas possess these two quality of Sangye, or the quality of perfect realizations and perfect abandonment.
어디 상질의 창사가 그거를 뭐 뒤뒤 시사이와 상질의 창사가 누가 누가 어디 되게 너무 저기 쉬지 그때 전지스 말아 창사가 연도와 상질의 창사가 말데 전지스 상질의 창사가 지나이도와 뭐 전지스 말하는 창사가 뭔가 전부 토비치도 나도 전부 되게 공시해 봐 전부 토비치도 때 자스 직접 나 전부라 전부 토비치도 자스 직접 나 전부라 너 봐라 니도다 되게 생각 친구 관계라.
기시 줘봐.
친구라 뭐 봐라. 너 친구라 뭐 봐라. 그러니까 니도다 대비세. 니도다 대비. 생각 친구 자기 생각 친구 되다 돼. 니도다 대비 생각 친구라 무슨 비비. 찬사로 찬사 예세. 와. 무슨 찬사 예세. 我都是从西方团体的倡导，我是
So these are the purpose of paying homage to all the Buddhas. And besides, to all the Buddhas, they also pay homage to Bodhisattvas as well. So, also pay homage to the Bodhisattvas. So in order to achieve the great enlightenment, the heroic one, the great heroic one, who possess the bravery, or who are endowed with bravery, to train in the extensive deeds of bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas are those who, in order to achieve the great enlightenment, the great heroic one, who are endowed with bravery, to train in the extensive deeds of bodhisattvas. So to Buddhas and bodhisattvas, I respectfully, with my treatise, I respectfully pay homage to Buddhas and bodhisattvas.
가가나 가서 막 지시들이와 대직 막 지시들이 그래. 아들 제랑 가서 가리서 다들 그러니까 가가나 이제 취지 걸. 취지 걸라. 이제가 비디오 지게 손이 와. 취지 걸 와. 이제 좀 좋아하는데 이제 이제가 우리 비디오 지게 손은 취지들 누가 와. 취지 그거를 뭐 쉬어 있어 와.
이거 봐.
취지 그거
이거
우리 비디오 지게 손 와.我的送就不对的嘛，觉得是我去这个，这是就是我来。
So this is the general explanations of these treaties. So then we go to the homage by Shantideva, which is the first two lines. So, and this homage has 3 points. The first one is the purpose, and the second one is the condensed meaning, and the third one is the meaning of the words. So I repeat. Now we go to the homage by Shantideva, the first 2 lines of first verse. So, and this homage by Shantideva has 3 points. The first one is the purpose, and the second one is condensed meaning, and the third one is the meaning of the word.
그거들 막 시험을 가서 그들의 시험이 이 제반이 그거 시험을 가서 안 되지 그거 신도 좀 그거 생일에 그잖아. 그거 봐서다. 그래서 그들라 지금은 리고다. 안 되지 그거 신도 좀 그거 이거 그거 받아 신도 좀 그거 신기 지금 이번이 그랬어. 그런데 그거 신도 좀 그거 그래서 그거 그거지. 그래서 좀 좋아라. 좀 좋아야 되고. 근데 그거 신도 좀 그거 니 그래서
So the homage paid by Shantideva, so it has 3 points. The first one is the purpose, and this purpose can be further divided into 2. The purpose for the sake of oneself, and the purpose for the sake of other. So I repeat, purpose can be further divided into two: the purpose for the sake of oneself and the purpose for the sake of others. So for the purpose for the sake of oneself, then it means what it means is whatever, any great being or any holy being, when they wanted to initiate a great activities or they wanted to compose activities, then they will pay homage to the objects, or they will pay homage to those they have they, they will pay homage to those on whom they have faith in, or they will pay homage to the deities whom they entrust to. So similar to this, then Bodhisattva Shantideva pay homage, praise and pay homage to the special objects, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Yeah, so by expressing the qualities of special objects and having taken refuge, then one is realized as a holy being. So Shantideva, so as I mentioned, those holy beings, when they're about to start great activities, or when they're about to compose a treatise, they pay homage to those on whom they have faith, in whom they have faith, or they pay homage to the deities whom they entrust themselves to. So similar to those holy beings, Bodhisattva Shantideva pay homage to the special objects, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
그러니 이제 좀 받치시오. 야, 이제 좀 다시 다시
你们会那点让对呢，显对呢，
让地球把这个的地球了，让地球吧，是吧？地球了，听不了，长大，如果长得是
那对一个吧，
我让地球吧，基本上是你不可能嘛，不是吧？听不了，他讲的，并且从这过去学的怎么他是吧？那个我都的，你在看的听的不怕对啊，你一切都那刚才什么，这个也是，这就是话，
你马上让这基本谈话去做不谈，不谈，你包括他佢别叫我咯，我叫，
我自己在忙不起，
让同意佢话咯，那说。Yeah. So the purposes for the sake of oneself, so is to uh, pacify the obstacles to the compositions and pacify the obstacles to the compositions and to complete the compositions and also to uh, achieve to temporarily achieve the higher rebirth and ultimately achieve the definite goodness of the state of enlightenment. And also, besides these purposes, there are other purposes as well, which is to accord with the conduct of holy being, and also to generate respect in those listeners or receivers.
我这样就是给我这个，他现在就给我的感觉是呢，他比较近比较是吧？他现在就给我，他比较近的，就是语言的那边，你看吧，动物的我把这把动物的，贴吧了，今天说的，这是工作是吧？都是语言的了，的，我把它，我批完，你贴吧嘞，贴吧嘞，那我那收入就听了，这个告诉，上过人就把它，上过人就的，也比较。也别研究这个的，加上也贴吧了，店里就是有的，我把过去也贴吧了，店里加上公司人就，也贴上过人就的，全部特别切的，他强调全部特别切的，对吧？甚至比较细，是吧？他强调全部特别切的，我特别切的，现在这个的有的也是，
And purpose for the sake of others. So other disciples, when they see or when they hear the praises, when they hear the praises or homage paid, when they hear the praises about the qualities of three jewels, then this engage in listening, contemplation, and meditations on the meaning of treatise. Engage in listening, contemplating, and meditating on the meaning of scriptures, and having engaged in listening, contemplating, and meditating on the meanings of the scriptures, eventually they achieve the state of enlightenment. So there are two purposes here for the sake of others. The first one is to having listened or seen the praises about the qualities of the three jewels, other disciples engage in the listening, contemplation, and meditation on the meaning of the scriptures. And the second purpose is having engaged so they achieve the state of having engaged so they achieve the great enlightenment eventually.
那这个地方刚才那么这个地点是吧？这些，这个社会的这些区级公安设计的，老他在电的对吧？是吧？这是什么说的嘛？这个是吧？你忙过这些是吧？
Yeah. So then the condensed meaning, then it says the first two lines of first verse. Respectfully, I pay homage to the Sugatas who are endowed with the Dhammakaya, as well as to their children and to all who are worthy of homage. This shows the condensed meaning.
那这个我们起码就等于出生了一把，你这是对吧？那这些区级公安设计的是吧？这些区级公司，他这来看到这的，对吧？是吧？这些是我的，上去工作对吧？这些是我的。와, 진짜 고세 와서, 진짜 공화 와서, 안다, 휴세 와서 띵 때문에, 조금 줘. 와, 수직권의 최근적 된말에
저기고.
최고 수직권에서 놓아 최근적 된말에 다 세세와 세진도와 세세와의 빈디군도 자시 산지게세 대신세 봐봐 전지스 봐봐 그 빈디군도 내 된말에 예스 초소의 저바제도와 이게 추주구나 이게 추주구나 이게 추주고대 추구조와 우리가 와서 와대 간다 추구조 줄라 댕게데 수레스나 산지 봐봐기야 시 산지에서 대화 시바세 대화 시바 디 주주 사다 추구조 얘기라 추구조 나와 대구라 추구조 여와서 대시 비고 다 대기라 추구조 여와서 간다 된다들에 산지 봐봐 대주 추구조를 원하는 거지 와 산지 봐봐 대주
대기라 추구조 당대
추구조 어때 공조 송지
나 추구조에 대고람이로
원하는 어디 어디 시담보디 게다 무슨 뭐지 와
So respectfully, I pay homage to the Sugatas. So Sugatas here, by saying the word Sugatas, then it shows Buddha jewel, or endowed with the Dhammakaya. So Dhammakaya shows or indicates the Dhamma jewel, as well as to their children. So children refers to Aya Bodhisattvas, which indicates the Sangha jewel. So it pay homage to the three jewels, Sugatas, Dhammakaya, and children. So which indicates the Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel. So pay homage to the Sugatas who are endowed with the Dhammakaya. So it means Sugatas in whose continuum possess the Dhamma jewel. So the Dhamma jewel refers to the decision and the path.
So 대시 취지 공항에서 간다 대화시바의 상지를 보상이봐 취지 공항에서 간다 취지 공항에서 취지보다 딘비 상지입니다 이시다이와 취지보다 딘비 취지 몰라는 거 줄라 이런 얘기 다음에 대 간다 이러와 취지 공항에서 와 이런 거 와서 대줄라 이런 얘기 뭐 이게 되게 와 이시 차례 에세스도다 상지게 세와 세지보다 전체 봐봐라 그거를 그리고 이러와 산지 툴리치 세소다 세스라고 해도 산지 툴리치 세는 산지 툴리치 세
Yeah. The Sugatas refers to Buddha and who are endowed with the Dhammakaya. So it means that Buddha in whose continuum possess the Dhamma jewel. So Dhamma jewel refers to the cessation and the path, and as well as to their children. So it is called the children refers to Aya Bodhisattvas, and it's called children because they are children born from the mind of Buddhas.
어디 나 차에 꾸나 그비 찬스 대에서 나 차에 봐로 보러 나 차에 봐나 찬스로 나 차스 예봐 간다 미즈는 다 간다 나좀 봐봐 무슨 봐 미즈는 다 차스 예봐 와 다시 예봐 우리는 또 참아라 딱 보수 그 찬스 이세 이리와
And to all who are worthy of homage, so those who are all who are worthy of homage, for example, Arya Arhats, and Arya Bodhisattvas, and Arya Bodhisattvas. So those who are worthy of homage, I prostrate or I pay homage. I pay homage.
차스 예봐 저 간다 켐보선 법에다 그랑게 라마로스 너무 여러와 신망을 간다 도치 비고와 어디에 다 된다고
So all who are worthy of homage also includes abbot, master, and lamas.
근데 리시군의 창사의 리 그것들이 마음을 틀리 리바 마음을 틀리 근데 답변해서 이 그거 마음을 틀리 내가 우리 창사에 간다 와고 떠야 되고 서로 와 우리 때하고 아 이지 비비 인데 제스트나 와 비비도 다 인데 제스트니 그것을 그 비비는 자도 인데 제스트니 대봐 digestion device wa o de 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 kanda ko so de 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 transfer de yin se ta disu
lưu ý này điểm mong muốn chuyển để cha sẽ có
di mo de 그 비도 뭐 때에 딱 잡혀야 돼 봐.
Yeah, so I pay homage to the Sukata. So with my three doors, I respectfully pay homage to Sukatas, Dhammakaya, and their children. So with my three doors, I respectfully pay homage. So for example, physically, I pay homage straight to the three jewels, or you can also in your visualization, you manifest many bodies or emanate into many bodies, and then you physically visualization, you pay homage to the three world, and verbally you say you praise them or you recite praises to them, and mentally you as a developed faith by remembering their good qualities, and you respect them by remembering their kindness. So with my three doors, physical, body, speech, and mind, I pay homage to the three jewels.
我给我，我记得我做公学时候，他讲到你这个啊，对，我说就是我是觉得超有功能的创造也是，可能说这个是什么你其实我的帮助人的是学生，人家学你话，那这个帮助人的学个人的觉得的，学生在学你话，
So here was respectfully I pay homage to the Supatas. So Supatas also refers to Buddhas. So Buddha who possess the two qualities, as I previously mentioned, the qualities of perfect abandonment and perfect realizations. So since I've already talked about these two qualities, I will not go through it again. However, you should understand that when he says pay homage to the Supatas, and Supatas, Supatas or Buddha who possess the two qualities of perfect abandonment and realization.
当然我说的我记得，当然是就像你说的，对吧？就像你说的，就像你说的，你自己懂了，是吧？
就像我说的，
是吧？你自己懂是吧？那就像你说的，吧？那就像你说的，
就像我说的了，
就像你说的，
because cited.
自己懂了，
And then here is so according to Tibetan words, and he says vows of the Sukata's children. So following Tibetan wording, or the orders of the word of those wordings, then he says vows of the Sukata's children. So these vows of Sukata children indicates or identifies the subject or object of expression.
那就像你说的，个是呢，我考虑这个对吧？我是强调，什么那些他们强调出的设计嘛，是吧？就是发现出我们是一的设计，好的，就是发现出那是吧？我们强调这个设计，好的，就是发现出了，他上级就把把这个那就是，那你里边那就动情也是，中国的地方那边的电话也是是吧？你这个的话。我是吧，有些话呢，就他们长期求的中介，他的其实可以有的是吧，中介，是吧？他的其实他就说，他上级而且他听不清楚，然后就是把你广告机，然后就是把那原来在上级设了原来，然后就是把他那个一点点，然后就引导的，你这个也是，是吧？你就叫理解。
So when he says vows, so here the word vows includes all the stages of the path of a so it includes all the stages of the path which cause single person it calls a single 讲出先把词语那个是了。就先把的传播有了。
나시게 간다 정말 이해가 잘 되고
That's all.
장주 선반이 담보 장주 선반이 담보 장주도 세제로 와 담보 장주도 장주 선반 많이 넣어 지나 된다잖아 이거
That's all.
토마 단주도 세 상지 공부도 토마 단주도 세제 봐도 이제 바로 지금 들어라 타라 상지를 빠지 티베탄 란디를 말이야 다 로다도 예 로다도 니디비 나는지 돈 전부데
Yeah. So this word house includes all the stages of the path, which cause bodhisattvas, the children of Supratas, as well as a single person to initially generate the minds of enlightenment, which is a bodhicitta. In between, practice the deeds of perfections such as generosity, and eventually or finally achieve the state of enlightenment, the great enlightenment or Buddhahood. So this word vows is a great summary that includes all the important points, which is the stages of the path, which cause a bodhisattva, the child of Subrata, or a single person to initially generate the minds of enlightenment, bodhicitta. In between, practice the deeds of perfection such as generosity, and eventually or finally achieve the state of enlightenment, the great enlightenment.
Oh, that the city don't last. Most of them so the Bomba by Chibola Shepherd, dear Martin, the Bola, coach over the Bomba, Chibola, is it? Ninga for the big country was it? Villa, Roa, Villa, so the Bomba Shilla was in Marita, which was a Dombalia, yours, with its name. They get the chicken to back with the Devrua, they had the Lewa, what is so English in a Domba Shilla, so the Bomba Shilla, yes.
So some commentaries, when they explain the word vows, then they only referred it or explain it as the vows or the vows of morality only. So some commentaries, when they explain the word vows, they only refer it to vows only. However, this word vows does not explain vows of morality only, because it includes all the important points of the stages of the path.
What did you like, Harisna? I'm not a judge of the case of Wa. The city don't have the judge of the somebody, the judge of Tushiwa. I really turned out Bodo Shibaina. Was that cheap? So Chivo Chipena. Not in any rimba tambo, who was soon as soon as Sanchikuma Marco, or Yanni Rimba the car, Rimba Doguena. Some of the car kept out in the Shia years. You know, you know, Yanni Rimba. Yani jirba de pato do shimla shiso pashi durwa yani ne ninja de shiso pashi durwa ata de shiya yese ni shiya ke dong da wo ni se ko ta jinda ji se ji dong la se.
So the vows of the Supata children is to identify the subjects. To identify the subjects means that this word vows itself shows that this word vows includes all the stages of a path to achieve the state of enlightenment. Like for example, as a person who is an ordinary being. So how does an ordinary being achieve the state of enlightenment? And it shows the method to achieve it, or the means to achieve it, which is the stages of the path to achieve the enlightenment. And the means to achieve it, here it mainly talks about the 6 perfections. So how does an ordinary being rely on the means of 6 perfections, mainly 6 perfections, and eventually achieve the state of enlightenment? So this vows, the word vows of the phrases, vows of the Sukata children, first to or explain this information.
Nimba de gato derda. Una gato juja music de one nimba de. It's been never one. There's a chimbo show like the dates. You must share some of it. 이것은 대랑소 그냥 봐 보면서 다 취지랑도 시바 이나서 다랑도 시바 미스다 되는 빨리
시바 담자로
내려와
that's yeah. So and then
대랑소 그냥 봐 보면서 되는다
So then the first outline is identifying the subject or the object of expression, and the second outline is to abandoning the fault of self-creation.
이번에 시세도 와 시대다가 시대다 되게 시기 동안 주반에서 시기는 누가 되냐 변화돼 이번에 시세와 대랑소 그냥 봐 봐야 되는 막 시기도 시기 때문에 보자
So abandoning the fault of self-creation. So the word engaged in and in accordance with the scriptures. So I repeat, the word engaged in accordance and also in accordance with the scriptures. So these two phrases abandons the fault of self-creation.
大家是经过学来讲到让数并且的中把了让数里边是让数嘛让数你吧也是他可能对吧对让数你吧要嘛的다른 데서나 그거 집에 랑지를 봐 하다 시바 랑지 봐라 빈비 뭐 랑지를 봐 하다 다른 지 봐서 시서와 유자의 시오지 같이 랑지를 봐 하다 랑지 빈비 뭐 차도 동으로 시에서 와 인지 봐라 시바 랑지 봐라 이 봐라 빈바기 소를 제타와 기능이 막 지엔디 시부로마도 빈바기 소를 매주지 이 방소지는 아이 시바 지에서 민서 말하는 방소지는 시바 기능 빈비기 막 소를 치우는 게 야다 마시미 어세 hello
Yeah. So abandoning the faults of self-creations, then by saying the words engaged in and in accordance with the scriptures, it abandon the faults of self-creations. So it means that this treatise is not the it's not self-creations of Bodhisattva Shantideva, and there is no such fault of self-creations because this beginning, these explanations of all the stages of the Mahayana path is explained exactly in accordance with the teacher's scriptures, and what is not mentioned in the teacher's scriptures, what is not mentioned in the teacher's scriptures is not explained. So it means that Bodhisattva Shantideva only explains the stages of all the stages of the Mahayana path in the teacher's scriptures. So whatever is not in the teacher's scriptures, Bodhisattva Shantideva did not explain it. So there is no fault of self-creation.
다들 가서 랑도만 있는데 랑도 이제 방사가 내가 도도로 대하는 거 봐. 다들 다 저런 거나 그 집에 요야 그 바빠 가르네 그래서 그 집에 선지게 땡비게 막 손을 쳤다가 그 저런 게 시바이나 요즘 작업을 해서 당가 좋았을래 그냥 와 내가 뭐 그래서 뭐 좋아하는 게 나와서 집에 뭐 서로를 마시고 나한테 지금 체제 요스 마시게 돼 있는 근데 시바이나 인비 서로를 마시고 나지 저는 시바이나 인비 서로 시 장점 저랑 안 되시는 요즘 작업 말이에요 에세 근데 뭐 저쪽에 내가 당가 요즘 요 말에서 나 요즘도 막 빠는 게 시고 와 어디 계시오
So regarding the fault of self-creation, so if someone were to ask Bodhisattva Shantideva, isn't it your own self-creations? Then Bodhisattva Shantideva eliminate or abandon such fault by saying engage in and in accordance with the scriptures. Means that Bodhisattva Shantideva explain the stages of the Mahayana path in accordance with the teacher's scriptures. So therefore, there is no fault of self-creation. Then the person again asks, so if you explain the stages of the path in accordance with the teacher's scriptures, then if you if you explain the stages of the Mahayana path in accordance with the teacher's scriptures, wouldn't it a fault of repetition? Then again, Bodhisattva Shantideva said that there is no such fault of repetition.
what you go. 서로를 짓다와기는 지나고 제바이나 대신 작업을 해서 대신 요 말이야. 대신 작업 말했어. 대신 뭐 잡이 견세를 마시 오라다 됐지 그러다. 그래서 눈 산지지 눈 앞에는 짓다와기도 또 이제 원본 넘버도 써는 제가 리뷰를 해서 와. 이거 이나 그래서 눈 앞에는 내가 원본 넘버 들어와. 저기 이사람이 서로 눈 대하러 뛰네. 내가 또 두연한 그래 이나 대되게 또 몇시针对刑法那몇시针对刑法所以两到几百就像两到几百那样所以你去东西对吧你觉得因为那个落刑法针对刑法的这里都有点子话那个过呀一切的没啥好吧我听嘛的就先做嘛也是那我们弄不白是把那我这个东西讲了点点弄了点点那那是也让多读有呢，这说没想这对你呢，你一定要的真的学吧了，变吧的这个是，看看你都觉得别人都爱切，都觉得把别人来上部分的都爱一切都是我的原是吧？今天嘛，如果去不去有些，那可能不会有些，你这样嘛不会有，也是看的，人家切了。
Yeah, so if someone would say that, would ask if you explain it exactly in accordance with the teacher's scriptures, then why do you compose this? Isn't it a fault of repetition? Then Bodhisattva Shantideva says that there is no such fault of repetition because for those sharp faculty one, then if they can realize the meaning of the scriptures by relying on the scriptures themselves, then it's fine. However, the purpose of me composing these treatises is for those who are of dull faculty and with lesser joyous effort, with lesser effort, then for them to understand the meaning of those scriptures easily in lesser words and in a summarized manner. So this is the purpose why Bodhisattva Shantideva composed this treatise. So it's for those of dull faculty ones and of lesser effort, for them to understand the meaning of scriptures in lesser words, easily understand the meaning of scriptures in lesser words and in a summarized manner. So this is the purpose of Bodhisattva Shantideva composed this text. Therefore, there is no fault of repetition.
도디네 제바샤 시켰다. 그것도 되는 거야. 도디네 제바샤세. 아니데 뭐 와서 이거 주. 저거도 소 누나한테 너 대라 그거야. 이게디나. 이게 근데 신바다 노 신바다 전주 광고 인바. 소다베 뭐 신에베 너 대가 대라도 또 해. 어. 너 이제 계속 또 해. 채도 너무 대해서 너 이제 단다 치봤다. 너무 대 라고 또 비체도 뭐 같이가 되마 어디에 또 고소 거단 사실만 제가 미소자 다 되게로 말해서 와 이거 그래서 내가 됐고
So, and there is no fault of repetition, and this is abandoned. This fault of repetition is abandoned by the by phrases I have summarized, and I shall describe. I shall describe, and I have summarized. So these phrases abandons the faults of repetitions because even though those sharp faculty ones, they can understand the meaning of scriptures by depending on the scriptures itself. And however, this treatise is composed for the sake of those of dull faculty and lesser effort, with lesser effort, in order for them to easily understand the meaning of scriptures in lesser words, with lesser words and in a summarized manner.
야야 다들 대샤와 좀 좋아해 와. 제르만 와서 그소 치리스 되마. 그래 이거 이쪽에 봐 되게 그소 치유. 제르만 왔다. 와시네. 인제 마지막에 되지메스. 이렇게 받아라 유미스. 너 다 제제를 막 맞아 뭐 무슨 치기 맞아. 누가 스페셜 워치 누가
Yeah. So I will stop here. Next class, I'm going to start from the second verse. There is nothing here that has not appeared in the past, and I have no skill in the art of rhetoric. So these two lines identifies the four features, purpose, and so forth. So I will stop here. If you have any questions, and you can ask now.
Ishila, Big Pin here. One question. Maybe can stop the sharing. Ishila, we always say that Buddha is born from Bodhisattva. Sorry, William, I didn't see your hand. Now we also say that Bodhisattva is born from Buddha.
Can
okay. Ishila explain that?
That's all. Nam yui na cho yan di kasa sangye jakshi semba le ki ba. Chung ba ro. Ini tanda ini adi se de ini adi kasa sangye le ki ba ro. Semba di sangye le ki ba. Ini la di shi kya ro na.
谢谢我的俺说，今年同样最小的长期是把同样当我做的三点是吧？是那个有历史节吧的，也是三级有历史。那这长期是把长期同样当我做的，我长期跑都强了我了啊。
长期同样
长跑这个长期跑差不多了啊。这样的三级有历史节吧，也是三级有历史。哦，三级有历史节吧是的，三级的些也是三级的节吧。 那我说，三年前就是把多的是呢，你是这个老人养生工作就到你三级工作我的也是我的话，
那工作应该说了，那么
你讲就是把那东西说的，对，咱就是被老把老的那个是，咱就是被老，咱就是先工吧，就是快去做，你工吧了，对呢，那三级工吧套完了哇，那三级工吧的，三级工吧的三级强就是把那东西也是的哇，那得三级就历史节吧，也是个，
你讲就是把上级累积吧，是你上级给有数给的，Yeah. So here, as I say, when I explain the word children, then this children is born from Buddha. So it means that I say Bodhisattva is born in the family of Buddha. So Bodhisattva is born from Buddha. So it means that Bodhisattva is born in the family or in the family of Buddha. So when Bodhisattva, when they first achieve the state of when they first achieve the path of seeing, then they thông lâm thẳng bộ thì tôi về cảm xuống chẳng chút xem bao
就历史节吧，也是，
chẳng chút xem bao thông lâm thẳng bộ thì tôi về cảm
是爸爸谈不着吧，是吧？爸爸谈不着，我谈不着吧，
that's all. Yeah, so when the Bodhisattva first achieve the path of seeing, then they become the Arya Bodhisattvas, then they are born in the family of Buddha. So that's why children, that's why I say the explanation, that's why I explained children or Bodhisattva is born from Buddha. So usually when we say that a Buddha is born from Bodhisattvas, that means that when they are in the when they are still in this what's the word when they're still in the stage of training, so by familiarize themselves or by practicing the six perfections and so forth, they achieve the state of enlightenment or become Buddha. So that's why we say that Buddha is born from Bodhisattvas. So by when they are still in the stage of learning or training, and then they engage in the deeds of Bodhisattvas, such as six perfections, and eventually they achieve the state of enlightenment or they become Buddha. That's why we say Buddha is born from Bodhisattvas.
等到的我这个第四就是呢，就把这边的话，我等到第二次的话，第四说，这我的讲就是把的上，像是爸爸的，我的上天爸爸的事，我最少就当我的老妈了，我听的话，
但是爸爸的，
我像是爸爸的，甚至个确定爸爸，上天的老妈最是过去的话，上天爸爸确定爸爸的，讲就是把这看到上天的话，老妈谁，也过去，这上天就历史节吧，谁不会是吧？上天历史节吧。 这爸爸都在这三年三节是的。
我的三级爸爸也去了电年。
三节爸爸确定把了电年，那三十把托过啊。三节是四条，四的老马拉过去的，老马。
对呀，罗马罗梅西。
那三节20节是吧？
Yeah, so these children of the Sugata, so these children refers to Ayya Bodhisattvas. Then these children also refers to the children who train in accordance to the teaching of Ayya Buddha. So this is one of the explanations of the word children. So it means that the children who train in the teaching taught by Ayya Buddha. And another meaning is children who are born in the family of Buddha.
这我们的路也是，我他们也是比较幸运啊。我等于过去过的，我说谢谢我听老马拉过去的也是。
Yeah, so we also say that the father protected Nagarjuna and the child and the son, and also the father Asanga and the son. So son has the meaning of child, or has the meaning of student, and it also has the meaning of being born in the family of Buddha.
讲究谁的就了，等于对我是谁。무슨 말이 대화시 됐지? 무슨 말이야?
나 양갱성으로는
대화시 됐지. 내가 와도 지금 저기 시 지금아 와. 대화시 됐지. 시지 주주 공화스 페이지로 대화시 됐지 전주스 봐. 나는 또 도마 전주 됐지. 저기 대상이 리스트로 해서 무슨 일이 리스트로 해서
도마 전주 있으면 되게 와이나 대상이 리스트로
상지 리스트로 해서
Yeah, so when we say that the children of the Sugata, so when the Bodhisattva is first when the Bodhisattva is first arisen in one's continuum, then one is born in the family of Buddha. Any other question?
William? Thank you.
Can I just say in relation to Dr. Go's question, Geshe-la, it's the same meaning when you say lineage of the Buddha, right?
Yeah, in terms of English translation, Jig can be translated as family, can be also translated as lineage. Yeah, like 상기 Jig the 인지 city, yang lineage the Yuna Tigres, inji tone Yuna Tigres in the Gawi. Yeah.
William?
Sorry.
Geshe-la, Shantideva is also sometimes known as Acharya Shantideva. What's that the term Acharya mean?
Chaya. Chaya.
都被学了，这都被学了。
都被学了，是吧？yeah, they learning it, right? Yeah. Yeah, so sorry, your question is Shantideva and Acharya Shantideva. So are they the same, is it?
Oh, well, sometimes the title is included, like you call Bodhisattva Deva, and then sometimes you call Acharya Shantideva. So what that just Acharya term mean, or is it equivalent or same as the Bodhisattva?
Also, yeah, thank you. Yeah, sometimes I need because I did讲就先把学哈，sometimes sometimes they share我哋sometimes嚟learn學哈，咁你哋 learn 當講就先把啲本質言啊。
也是全部学了，可能老本桥的老本一点的话，老本人，你先把的，你先把的，大概是上节的时候，到我那那点全部学了，那比的这个上节的，大概上节是那把点的话，那基本上就没叫我学了话。
所以你急點咧，你講出先把當 learn，然後啲依家人 race，依家人 race，全部啲你哋不打 race。
我呢，對啦，上節的話，
Yeah. So Bodhisattva or Bodhisattva Shantideva or Acharya Shantideva. So Acharya is also translated as master. So Master Shantideva or Bodhisattva Shantideva. So in this context, Shantideva is the Bodhisattva is the Shantideva is the Bodhisattva, also is the Acharya or the master. So in reality, so this Shantideva is an enlightened being.
Thank you.
Shantideva, both, the Bodhisattva and Acharya, in reality, Shantideva is an enlightened being or a Buddha. Yes. Any other question? Come on.
You know, the homage, just a very quick question. The homage, we talk about the translator homage, but isn't Shantideva paying homage as well? When he composed it, is it a composer homage or is it a translator homage, just to clarify?
You're asking the homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So is that one a translated homage or a Shanti, or is a homage paid by Shantideva?
And also the first verse, right, that we've gone through, that is a verse of homage by Shantideva, right?
That's all. Jela ini tanda ini di sangi tang jeju semba tam jela chat se lo se di ini di kasa kyu cha ina yang na Shantideva rang di chat se wa ina ini yang chi chi tang bu di di kyu cha ro ini di chi chi tang bu di yang chat se yo ro ini di chat se di Shantideva gi chen se ro that's all当那的罗扎瓦给主查的，你的积极谈不的，你的看的地方啦，So in the text, so homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is the translator homage. Is homage paid by the translator, and then the first verse is the homage paid by Shantideva himself. So because thank you. Because homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, when I explain it, then I say that it is a translated homage, and the purpose of paying homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is to bring to completion to complete the translation, and also to pacify obstacles to the translation. So this Bodhisattva Jayavadara, so it's a very important text. Engaging in the deeds of a Bodhisattva is a very important text, and I also regard it as a very important text myself. So I hope that you all can really study it seriously and then think about it, the meaning of it, and also if you have any questions, then please ask the questions. We conclude with dedication. We dedicate these roots of virtue to the flourishing of Buddha Dharma and to the excellent happiness of all sentient beings. We also dedicate these roots of virtue, accumulated especially through these Dharma discussions, to all upholders of Buddha's teaching, mainly His Holiness the Dalai Lama, live eons long, they have good health, excellent health, and may all their holy wishes and enlightened activities be accomplished instantaneously and spread in all directions. In particular, we dedicate these roots of virtue to our beloved teacher, Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May the unmistaken reincarnations of Rinpoche be swiftly returned, and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for the sake of teachings and sentient beings, so that we will have the opportunity to receive the profound teachings from Rinpoche again. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to the world peace. May excellent happiness prevail in the world. May wars, conflicts, disaster and natural disaster, such as flood, heat wave, earthquake, and etc. Together with diseases and pandemics, be pacified immediately.特别给我的天当着我跟老康边当七八地之路当着我一定对你莫人都是结束，将就生就人不结嘛结巴那去就结，阳光的花阳光人共同陪我说，把我其他见巴当都上波的样的心给他一切都打入结，给我给他当结了我同意大话人不结嘛结巴那去就结，阳光的花阳光人共同陪我说，大话人不结嘛结巴那去就结，结光阳光的花阳光人共同陪我说，一切送都具备了，其实是感谢这对人强到被我的是叫做我的所现的人如说，各位新光的频道给我马上就为你建议希望的这叫做一下的世界国度等有节。已经是的，已经是的，对吧？那种，sorry, I forgot to share. Sorry, I forgot to share.
Lama Zopa Rinpoche Swift Return Prayer not recited, right?
已经是的对 miss.
That three is so that we said this one.
Yeah, so because I think it's a bit it's already 6:04 already. So how say
Watch it, please.
Yeah, we have already mentioned it in the dedication prayer for the swift return of Mexican